Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 106, and we still haven't gotten a notebook, so this is our fancy notebook this week. It is April the 15th, 2012, and it's hot already in Mississippi.
85 degrees out today.
I have harvested strawberries from my garden twice already, so it's quite warm. I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les.
I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
And okay, go. What are you knitting on?
I'm knitting on a pair of socks. I started them actually a couple weeks ago. And this is the first one.
They're stripy.
They are stripy. They stripe. And I love how she does her, let me see, let me get the card out. So, that's the card for the bag. Card fail. So they are lollipop yarn. And the colorway is You're Making Me Dizzy. And the way she does her her colors is it tells you how many rows of each, but she just doesn't say red. She says like tipsy turquoise, reeling red, out of control orange, and slap happy shamrock.
There is an inappropriate pop culture reference for Making Me Dizzy that I'm not going to repeat right now, but
you'll have to tell me later.
That's what that makes me think of.
You'll have to tell me later. And now everyone's stopping and Googling.
Googling, yeah, sorry.
So it's 420 yards of a superwash wool and nylon, so 75-25 sock yarn. And this was the first one, and I'm doing an afterthought heel. And I'm knitting them on size 1.5, which is 2.50 millimeters. And they are knit picks. And last night I came over and I started the second one. So they are going very quickly. And they're toe up, Judy's Magic cast on, just go to town. And this is what the ball,
you still have quite a bit left.
Looks like. I know. I'm very excited. I'm doing it over 28 times 2, 56 stitches.
Yes.
Yes. So 56 total. I always remember 28 because it's 28 on each side because I'm using 2 circulars. So that's the first thing. I suppose I can put that down. Okay. I'm really enjoying knitting on that. And then the second thing I'm doing is I started a new design, and it is for the Unwinds Yarn Company. Put up her thing, which can be found on Etsy, and it's etsy.com/shop/CraftyGirl83.
I think she updates on Fridays.
She updates on Thursdays, and then she just switched. She was updating on Sundays, and I think she switched it to Tuesdays.
She's getting married soon, isn't she?
She is. The week after next, I believe.
Oh, yeah, it's after Stitches. That's right.
It's right after Stitches. So
that's awesome.
And this is what it looks like. This is the Labradite colorway of her weekend sock. And this is the start of a shawl.
It is a wee start.
Wee.
It feels nice, though.
Oh, I love it.
It's a nice color.
And I like the color, and it's going to have a contrast color of that.
Like a minty.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. It really pulls out, and the lace section's going to be in this, so it's really going to pop. So I'm excited about that. And I have lots of yarn to play with. It's 600 yards between the two. So that is going to be tons of fun, and I'm knitting that on size 4 on my signature circulars. The purple ones. And then last but not least, this has been kind of stalling. So we had a spin along. Our first spin along.
August and September of last year.
Was it last year? Really? Or was it?
No, it was last year.
It was last year. So Tempted Yarns dyed up this really pretty roving, and I spun it when everyone else did, but I didn't do the knitting part because I'm not good at following through with things.
You did other things.
I did. So I started, like last week, if you're one of my friends on Flickr, I took out all my hand spun stash and I photographed it, and there's a picture of a third of it on Ravelry. And so I did that, and then I was like, I need to knit more from my hand spun. So I started an offset Raplin, which is a pattern by Sarah Morris, and I started the 6 to 9 month size.
I was going to ask, is this supposed to be baby sized or person sized?
Well, it's definitely not person size, very small.
Well, I didn't want to call you fat. I was just waiting
that's
for you to give me the size. I don't like to presume because it can backfire.
And this is the third smallest size, so there's 2 smaller sizes than this. And I was like, I don't know, I can't remember, because I'm horrible at writing down my yardage of how many yards I have per handspun skein. Horrible.
Yeah, I had to count strands earlier, so I can...
Leslie's my counting minion. Anyway, so I had this, and I was like, that's surely enough, because it calls for, I don't even know, a bunch of yarn. How could this end up a fail?
This is going to end badly.
So I don't, because I have like another inch to go on this of ribbing, and then the sleeves with ribbing. So, and then pick up all the way around and do ribbing. So this isn't going to be enough. So I'm going to do the ribbing in a contrast color. And I've just been torn between doing it in the pink, the blue, the purple, which is really hard to match, or the white. And it's a DK weight, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do. And
I think the blue would be your best bet.
You think?
Yeah.
I was thinking it'd be a little girl sweater, so maybe the pink, the light pink.
Yeah, if you can
or the
find
white
that color.
I might. Anyway, I have to go through the stash, and I haven't had time to do that, so it's kind of been in timeout, just waiting for me to figure out what I want to do with it. But that's neither really here nor there. It'll get there. So that's the Offset Wraplin by Sarah Morris. I'm using size 4 needles, some Eddie Turbo lace, and that's about it. That's all I have on the needles.
You're making good progress. I didn't even see you cast that on.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
I cast it on last weekend. We haven't really shown stuff in progress for 2 weeks,
true.
so kind of
That's
I
true.
can sneak stuff in, and you'll never know, or you will know when we record. But anyway, that's it.
I have 3 things on the needle. Only 2 got touched this week. Even Star I haven't touched, not because I've fallen out of love with it or anything. It's still just absolutely gorgeous. Because it's beaded, it requires my full attention, and I have to be in a place where I can, sit still for a long period of time to kind of get everything set up the way that I need. And I just haven't had that this week. So, I've got 2 things then to show you. I had a little fake foot. Oh, there it is.
I've lost my fake foot.
So the Georgia on My Mind socks. I finished the first one about an hour ago. And these are knit from Opposites Attract in the Barking Dog yarn. So this is sock number 1. It's got the little seed stitch detail on the front and the partridge heel.
I like that.
So that's sock number 1, and I only go down to 12 stitches on each side on the toe because I like a wider toe. I don't like a real narrow toe.
That's what I do too.
So I finished this one.
Are those for you?
Yes.
Awesome.
And then mainly because as soon as I talked about these on the show, people are like, Leslie will never wear them, they don't match. So now I have to. But so I wound the second skein. I assume this is Cleopatra and this is Antony, just because of the gender bias, I suppose. So I haven't cast this on. I just wound this as we were writing up show notes. So I'll start this. This will be my traveling project that I take with me. And this is Barking Dog Yarns. I think it's barkingdogyarns.com. Yeah. So if you want to go see what she's got in her shop, you can. Let's see.
So that's number 1.
Oh, and I had this much left of my ball. I had quite a bit left.
Oh, wow.
And I have a size 9 foot. I did do a short cuff, but that's because I prefer either really long or short cuffs. I don't really like the 6-inch ones. It's either like 3 to 4 or a really long ribbed cuff. So this is what I had left. I don't know the grammage because my scale is downstairs. And then the second thing, I wanted to knit a sweater because we are going to Rhinebeck and some other things, and I just want to have like an event sweater. Everybody knits like a Rhinebeck sweater. So I was looking at all these sweaters, and there were like 4 or 5 that were kind of in the top list of things that I liked, and once I started paying more attention, I realized they were all from the same person. And
That's funny because my Rhinebeck sweater is gonna be from this person
and
too.
I just love everything she makes. I don't. It's just a really nice aesthetic, classic, nice lines, nothing too crazy or trendy. It's just I don't know. So anyways, Amy Christoffers, and she is Savory Knitting. SavoryKnitting.com, I think, is where you can find her.
And Becky just finished one of her sweaters.
And she's published in a bunch of places.
Yeah. She's published in the Knitscene we're going to review later.
So this is the sweater, and it's meant to be worn with positive ease, which I like. I'm looking for a positive ease sweater versus a fitted one. And it's really well written. The chart looks very easy to memorize.
Definitely. It's a nice clear chart.
It goes from a size 30 up to a 56-inch bust, which I really appreciate. People who go up out of the 32 to 40-inch bust range, because not all of us are lucky enough to have that bust size. Anyhow, it's really well written, it's nicely laid out, and I cast on and did swatches, because how many sweaters have I knit that haven't fit? Just while we've been doing the show, I think 3, but I think 4 altogether. So I did this in a size, let's see, 5. And this in a size 6, and I did the stitch counts are a little bit different.
I feel like this should be the 5 and this should be the 6 because this one's bigger.
Yeah, but this actually has more stitches cast on, and this has fewer, which is the correct number of stitches cast on. Because the first one I was just like, oh, that looks about right, which is kind of how my sweaters always go. So anyway, this is exactly the right gauge, knitted on a size 6, and this is in vintage Barocco Vintage DK, and the colorway is a number, not a name. 2175.
I think it's referred to as like the split pea colorway.
And I like it. It's a nice heathered. It's like a wool acrylic blend. Let me see. 50% acrylic, 40% wool, 10% nylon. It's got a really nice hand for having half acrylic content. So I cast on with the size 5s because the ribbing you do in one size smaller. And I have like half of the ribbing done.
Cool.
It's knitting up really nicely. And as soon as I finish the ribbing, then I start the body of the sweater. It's knit bottom up. And I'm knitting, oh, I'm sorry, that's a blatant lie. The swatches were in a 6 and a 7. So the body I'll have to do in a 7. And the ribbing,
I should have known that because you stole my signature 7.
The ribbing I'm doing in a 6. Yeah, my signatures are somewhere. I'll find them, but I haven't yet. So anyhow, that's what I'm knitting right now, and I can because it's just brainless. Knit 1, purl 1, ribbing at the bottom. But yeah, it's funny because
it's
this
really pretty.
This Amy just like friended both Laura and I a couple of weeks ago, and through no connection of that friending, I found this sweater, and I was like, I want to knit this, and it's funny how small the knitting community can be sometimes.
Becky's been knitting the larch and just
finished
the
larch is an
Amy
Christoffers one too.
Because when Amy friended me, I was like, oh, she's wearing the larch sweater, and I think I actually put lark when I DM'd her back because I'm smart like that.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, I know.
She's like, it's the larch, and I was like, I'm an idiot.
It's funny though. But yeah, those are my only 2 works in progress. I do have a finished object, but it's secret, so I can't show it yet. But I'll show you soon. Cool. But you have some finished objects you can show.
I do. I was playing around with a new pair of needles that we'll talk about probably in the next couple, maybe in May. We'll do a review after we've given them their test drive.
Yeah.
And so I just cast on a dishcloth.
And my radioactive green
granny square dishcloths never come out quite right. But it's just that, cast 3 on.
Increase on each side.
Yarn over on each side. On the right side row. Just knit across the wrong side row.
I think it's called grandmother's favorite washcloth or something like that. It's a free pattern on Rav.
I just kind of made this one up as I go, which is probably why mine are never square. Or even triangle. But, yep. And I did it on size 9s and it's super loose. And it's going to be probably a dust cloth at work. Because I need more dust cloths at work to clean the bookcases and clean up after the small fries. So, anyway, there's that. I know, it's super exciting. And then
it's like radioactive green, though.
It was Lion Brand kitchen cotton,
mm-hmm.
which is nice cotton. I like dishcloth cotton.
Yeah,
I have a whole bunch, so I need to use up some.
It's always a good, between projects or just to keep it with you in your purse. It's a great
cleanse your palette type thing. And then I also finished the Lost Banner hat.
A la Susan B. Anderson.
Yep. So mine's done.
You always look like a criminal when you wear ripped hats like that. You always look like you just got done.
I don't know how to react to
store
that.
or something.
Thank you.
I don't know. It's just like when I see people with ribbed hats and they're pulled way down, I automatically assume they've just done something bad and they're trying to like get away. That's a very sexy look.
Anyway, mine's actually an inch shorter, my ribbing, than it's supposed to be because I was using hand spun. I almost ran out. Grammar in English. I speak it well. Anyway, so it's a little bit shorter than it's meant to be, but I still really like it. And it's actually not for me, it's for someone else. So I hope the intended person enjoys it as well. Like I said, it's hand spun. I think I knit on size 7s. And the hand spun was Twisted Fiber Arts. So, and this had started out as the cowl for the, actually another project for this person. And I was like, I don't like that. So
yeah, it's not good enough.
Nope. So I think she'll really like it. There's an up close shot. Ta-da! Let me smooth back down my hair. But yep. So it was lots of fun. I actually had this finished last week, and I really enjoyed knitting it. Trying to think what else to say about it. It was an easy, lovely knit. So thank you so much, Susan.
Yeah, Susan writes very nice patterns.
Yes.
So.
Yes, she does. I like her patterns a lot. Would you like to go first on spinning, or would you like me since my hands are not busy?
Why don't you go ahead?
Okay. So the yarn that I had Leslie counting
I covet this so much.
is this. And this present's going with the hat.
But like you have to show it's not that it's just beautiful because it is beautiful, right?
The color's beautiful.
But it's also like light as air and super squishy. It just I want to make a yarn that's so light and fluffy, but mine are always so dense I can't quite get it. But I love that yarn.
Well, the fiber prep on it was really really nice.
Absolutely.
So that
and the colors are
helps
beautiful.
quite a bit. And this is Morning Sky. It's a BFL, 4 ounces of BFL from Unwind Yarn Company. I got 372 yards.
Yep.
And I thwacked it pretty well. And I'm really happy with how it came out.
I think it's a beautiful finished product.
And the nice thing about it was when it was done, I had maybe like 2 yards on one bobbin, and that was it. It was just one of those epitome of awesome.
One of those
It's
milestones
nice
as
and
a
balanced,
spinner.
and I really love it. And you would think I would be able to continue that with the next thing I'm going to show you, but not so much, because I had around 200 yards of a single left on one bobbin of this, and it's still at home because I haven't finished it yet because I had to wind it off. But this is the Miss Babs, and this is 422 yards right here. And like I said, I think I have another, once I 2-ply it, 50 yards left at home, but I wound it off onto my thumb actually, and then I was like, oh no, I'm running late for Leslie, so I stuck it on one of the supported spindles.
Nice.
Because we got this really cool device that we're going to talk about later, and that would have been perfect, but I didn't have it
to Laura yet.
So this is not Unwind. This is Miss Babs in the Fall Pansy colorway. It's a BFL silk blend. I believe it was 80/20, and I haven't thwacked it or anything. I just finished it this morning, and it seemed like it was taking forever to spin, and it might be slightly, actually.
No, it's pretty well balanced.
No, it's not too bad.
Your hand spun always looks so lofty and airy, and mine is always so dense and packed.
I might practice spinning a little bit more than you. Like, there's not a day that goes by that I don't spin for an hour. Roundabout. So, I think it's a practice makes perfect thing. Although, like, your supported spindling just blows mine away because I can't keep it going for more than a second. So I think it's just a practice thing, my dear. But anyway, 422 yards. I'm thinking I'm going to get around another 50, so it's going to be around 470 yards. I think I might do one of the sugared violet shawls. See, but that just irritates me, that little bit where it got
a little fluffy.
Little bit fluffy on me.
Still, I would take it.
Well, thank you. That's going to irritate me now. There's another little one there.
Look, it's gone. You don't see it.
Anyway. And then the last thing that I'm spinning now is on the Lendrum. So that got my sidekick and my bug cleared off. And actually my sidekick has something else on it, but I didn't bring it over. Is the fiber, the
Black Bunny.
Black Bunny in
Mash'em.
the Mash'em. I was trying to think of
Colorway.
Expand Your Horizons.
Yes.
I can't remember the
It's our
colorway name.
April fiber.
Spin Along. Gail Zucker, we went and took a class with her, and she was like, y'all finish your sentences just like you do on the podcast. And I was like, I know, we spend too much time together.
There is no such thing.
So there's the first half spun, and I did this actually around 2 weeks ago. And I did a short draw. And there's the other half. And I really wish that this colorway was on a different fiber, because it's just gorgeous. And while I'm enjoying spinning the Mash'em, and it's giving me a whole different range of skills, I feel like, because I am trying to spin it a little bit thicker and do some other things with it as I spin it, it is more of a coarse fiber. So what I think I might do with mine is I'm going to probably knit a hat and line the inside with like an alpaca or something. So, actually knit 2 hats, one inside the other.
Mm-hmm.
Which should be interesting. Maybe double knit. Maybe I'll try double knitting again. I'm a double knit dropout from Leslie's class. I was fail.
Okay.
But
Be easy as pie.
there's the first half. There's that. So I'm trying to get my bobbins. Oh, not long at all. Maybe a half hour. Half of a Knittables episode, perhaps. I tend to, on the Lendrum, it's upstairs next to my computer, and I watch Diane of Knittables, and I spin.
Good
So,
plan.
that's my upstairs spinning time. Typically a week, I get at least an hour there. But that's it for me for spinning. Yeah. I did spin on my Trindle, and actually we're going to talk about the Gail Zucker class we took later, but on her website, she shoots sheep.
She shoots sheep shots.
Yes. She has a picture of
Just Google's
Leslie.
it, Gail Zucker. It's probably easier.
Leslie, I'll put in the show notes because we're going to talk about her awesome class in a little bit. But she has a picture of Leslie, Lisa, and myself spinning, and I'm drop spindling, and Leslie and Lisa are doing supported spindling. So it's very cool.
Yep, at our local yarn shop, Hank of Yarn.
Yep.
So I spun the Mash'em also, and it was in the Black Bunny fibers. Laura got this for me, I think, over Christmas.
Yep, at Loop.
And it is Devil May Care was my colorway name, and it was 100% Mash'em, and I got 106 yards out of 4 ounces. I'm going to be honest, I'm glad that I spun it. I probably won't spin it again. It is a rougher wool, it is a coarser wool, and while that may make it stronger, I didn't enjoy spinning it enough to do it again. And
now you have some Mash'em that's blended.
I do. I have some Mash'em that is a milk protein blend that's much softer, and I think it's just processed a little differently as well. That is a bare undyed that I might, I'll give that a shot, and if I don't like it, I'll de-stash it. But I like shorter stapled wool, I think.
Shorter staple, softer wool?
Mm-hmm. And that's just my thing. But yeah, I mean, I could still double knit a hat and have the inside, a nice, cashmere blend or something. Yeah, the color is gorgeous, and it's not negative on Black Bunny at all. I mean, it's a blend. I'm glad I spun this blend, but I probably won't spin, not blend, but this fiber. I probably won't spin it again. And I spun on my supported spindle for a while at Hank's, and I'm spinning this BFL blend that I got from Gail of Gail's Art at the Last Stitches.
Actually thinking about getting a sweater's worth of this when we go this year.
And it was really inexpensive because it's bare, it's undyed. And it's 2 different colors. I can't remember what she calls it, but it was pretty inexpensive for 4 ounces. And it's a BFL blend.
Blue Face Luster.
Yes, BFL Blue Face Luster. So the staple on it's probably about, sorry, my dog's going crazy over something, who knows what. I would say it's about 4 inches maybe, before it starts kind of coming apart. And I spun it on my Deerfield Creations spindle, and it is just a beautifully balanced piece. Let me see if I can find my little bowl.
That's a good bag to put that in.
Yeah, this is my
Petaloo
Petaloo wedge with the little black sheep. I don't know if she still does the black sheep. I think she does. But yeah, it spins forever and ever and ever and just keeps on going. It's a really, really well-made spindle. Deerfield Creations, I think that she updates on Sundays, and she's on Etsy as well. But really gorgeous spindle. Love it, love it. So that's what I spun on. And I only spun on it for maybe 45 minutes or so, but I'm just practicing, trying to get the hang of it.
So what makes a good supported spindle for people who haven't supported spindled before?
Well, take this with a grain of salt, because I bought one last year at Kentucky and then didn't touch it for almost a year.
It wasn't Kentucky, it was
Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro in the
Sorry.
fall.
So I've got a Russian supported spindle as well. I haven't done as well on that because it's really, really lightweight and it spins so fast. I can't draft quick enough for it because it's even lighter. This one I think is 40 something grams, something like that. But a really sharp tip on both the bottom and on the top, because you're going to want to spin off of the tip. Let's see if I can do this for a second. I don't even know where my end is. There we go. This could be fail. So
But it's fail in front of a couple thousand of our favorite friends.
Put it in a bowl here. And then I just kind of lay it on top of the fiber and pinch it. I have to remember which way I'm spinning. And then, so I get it going, and then I just kind of draft it out. And it's still spinning down here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but then I wind it on and just keep on going. Stretch it out. I'll let some of the twist in, stretch it out, pinch it. Anyway, Lori has a much better video of this. I don't know if she's put it out yet, I'll ask her. But for me, it needs to be just heavy enough to keep spinning. You can get them with notches in the shaft. This one has one on the bottom. The tip needs to be sharp enough for you to spin off of, but the trick for me, so there were two kind of aha moments for me with supported spindling, and one was the direction which you flick. Some people flick when they, basically flick is when you kind of
like
twist
snapping.
it. Right. So whether you do it clockwise or counterclockwise, I found that I could get a much better result going counterclockwise, but you know, whatever, it's up to you. And it probably is going to depend on which hand you flick off of. If you flick with your right, you're probably going to flick clockwise, and vice versa with your left. And then the other was, you want to make sure that the bowl that you're spinning is low, like much lower than you are. Probably, you know, if you're sitting Indian style on a sofa, then you want it to be between your knees, down on the level of the sofa. You want it to be lower so that you have more, because if it's higher, you're not going to have as much room to extend your arms.
Gotcha.
So you want it lower so that you have more room to extend your arms. So I'll have to do a video on that. But yeah, so I spun a little bit on this.
And if you're really interested, Flegel has a wonderful book.
And we're going to take a class from her in
Yes.
Dixon. So
Maybe we'll
do a tutorial after that, after we take a class with Flegel. And then...
And Flegel has tons of videos on YouTube as well.
Yeah, if you don't know who Flegel is, and I didn't until maybe fall of last year, she's this amazing supported spindler. She can just spin for hours on end, and a cobweb weight yarn. It's crazy. So I'm really looking forward to taking a class with her. And then last night, I finished my Mash'em and decided I was going to spin something fun for me that I knew that I'd been looking forward to spinning. So Corgi Hill Farm sent us
Yay!
Some stuff to try out and possibly give away. We haven't decided if we can part with it yet, but we're going to try. And this is a baby camel merino silk blend. So it's 40% baby camel, 40% merino, and 20% silk. And it is decadent. It is a decadent fiber to spin. I am just having so much fun with it.
So does camel have a shorter staple length?
Yes, I believe. I mean, it's
But
shorter
the silk
than merino.
probably blends it out.
I mean, I can't tell that there are different types of fiber in here. It's blended so well that it all
really
feels like
pretty.
the same fiber. So I split it in half, right down the middle. It's a gradient. It's Aphrodite, I believe is the colorway name. And so it's got these different shades of pink into magenta into this really deep red. So I split, because I'm kind of sick of Navajo plying, I wanted to do a 2-ply. And I decided to do this. And I mean, I'm not being paid to say this, but this is a decadent fiber. It is fabulous to spin. I probably wouldn't recommend it for somebody who's just getting the hang of spinning, just because it does take a little bit of drafting. But it is just fantastic. So I split it into 2 and finished the 2nd ounce this morning.
Go you.
So, and I could have kept on spinning, but I was like, I got to get some knitting done. So it's spinning, not hair super duper crazy thin, but it's spinning at a lace weight single. So it should be a fingering weight once it's plied.
It'll be pretty.
And you can't see, because I'm I didn't use the woolly wander. I'm spinning it on my sidekick, but you can't see the different colors under it, but they're there. So probably later on this evening I'll start spinning.
You
this
could
again.
use your woolly wander with your sidekick.
I could. I just haven't. But yeah, but like, see how mine is packed so tight on the bobbin? Yours never feels like that. Yours is squishy.
Because I forget to change the hook and it goes over, and then I spend 10 minutes untangling it.
But I don't know. I'm really enjoying spinning this, and definitely going to get some more of this blend. And she actually watches our show, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
2 ounces of the Corgi Hill in the Baby Camel Merino Silk Blend.
Does that have a price on it, or they'll have to
It
go
doesn't,
to Etsy
no.
to figure out for themselves?
I'll try to get it to you in time for the show notes. But yeah, Corgi Hill, she's great to work with, because I did order some of her for the, what was the first? Expand Your Horizons. What was that?
Was it Tempted, right? Oh, no, it was Shetland.
Shetland, yeah, that's what I spun. And I just moved it over to the photography table, so I can't show it to you. But I ended up leaving that gradient as a single ply. But yeah, she's been really sweet. And she gave us a couple of other blends to try as well. So in the coming weeks, you'll see more. But I'm going to take this, if I don't finish it before next weekend, I'm going to take it with me to Stitches and spin on it in the evenings or whatever. Because we're staying with our friend Ro. And
we are.
Since Diane kind of told everybody anyway.
That was camel though, not yak.
Yeah, this is camel, baby camel.
Yeah.
She may not have any up right now. She
I
might have her
don't
own
see
website.
any.
It may not be on Etsy. But she has a lot of blends up right now.
I will show you what her shop looks like, so that y'all can see what I'm looking at. Oh, reflection.
You can
Sorry.
see the light umbrellas.
They're so pretty.
This may be something that she's getting ready to put in her shop.
She does have yak in her shop, which is intriguing to me.
Yeah, I think we have some downstairs to spin. I could be wrong, though.
I don't think we have yak. We had 2 different BFL blends and the merino, the high micron merino.
Yeah. So anyhow,
We might have lots of fiber to spin.
Oh yes.
When do we not have lots of fiber to spin?
So that was my spinning. That's a lot. I think I talked for like 20 minutes about spinning.
Look, I was asking you questions too.
So,
I'm inquisitive.
You are. That's a good thing. Otherwise, this would be a very boring show. So you have a magazine review.
We do have a magazine review. The new Knitscene Summer 2012 came out. It retails for $7.99. I opted to get the hard copy, the print copy, versus the digital copy, even though the digital copy came out a couple weeks earlier than the actual magazine copy. I enjoy supporting my local yarn shop, and the price is the same regardless, so I'm going to support her, even though the magazine stash has gotten a little bit out of control.
I like looking through a magazine, though. I mean, that's just something I enjoy. So
I like being able to tag and
yeah.
Some of my older magazines I actually put on the front cover on a post-it note what patterns are in it that I enjoy.
That's cool.
That was pre-Ravelry decisions, but you know, now with Ravelry you can add more in. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the Worth Avenue cardigan, and that is by Sarah Wilson. And this might be the only negative thing that we really say about this magazine. I love this cardigan. I absolutely adore it, and it's made out of an indie. It's painty, her yarn.
Unique sheep,
fingering weight cotton, green. It's a green sheep cotton bamboo fingering. Like, I would love to make this. Unfortunately, it does not come in my size. This is only sized up to a size 40, and I really think that that was a fail on Interweave's part. Sarah Wilson does say on Ravelry that you can change the gauge to make it fit you if you are larger than that.
You could do that yourself on any pattern, though.
I kind of felt like that was a cop-out. So,
especially for an open front cardigan, it's not a fitted item. It's how hard would it be to add those numbers?
I don't know, but Interweave chose not to, and I really feel like that was a fail.
Especially when the rest of these sweaters in this book are up to, like, the
most of them go up to at least a 47, if
yeah.
not a 52. So this is the only one that doesn't, and I think it would be flattering on a bigger person. To be honest with you, it's open. I think it'd be cute on someone my size, but that's not.
Yeah.
It's not how it's written.
It's
so
hard to want to support that sometimes, but
anyway, next up we have the Westport shawl, also by the same designer. I think it's super cute. It uses Claudia's hand painted in variegated colorway. Sometimes you have a gorgeous variegated colorway, and this would probably take 2 skeins of that variegated colorway if you're using a sock weight yarn and you want to do something cool with it, and I think the shawl would be something interesting and neat. I like the lace and the variegated. I think it took 3 or 4 skeins of the Claudia's hand painted. Let me look it up while we're talking. So just for a nice variegated, it takes 4 skeins of 175 yards each, so 600 yards. Maybe you could use it for skein of bull maza. Might be able to get one out.
Maybe.
Alright, next up, love this cardigan. It is, not cardigan, sweater. Hello. Yeah. It is the Kenzie Tee by Debbie O'Neill. It uses O-wool balance. And what I really like about this is, yeah, you're like, oh, it's a cute little sweater, but the ribbing on the side goes up and then back down.
So it's kind of flattering.
I like that. I think I would maybe add a little bit. I think what they did with this picture, because this picture is not super flattering, it might be a little bit too big on the model, a lot more positive ease. I probably would maybe do just right on, maybe 1 to 2 inches positive ease.
She looks kind of bored too. That doesn't help.
Bored people are bored.
We
both love the Quinn sweater by Amy Gunderson, which is out of Frog Tree Yarns Peekaboo.
Yeah, I like that. It's a nice light shell, I think.
I actually really like that yarn too. That's a nice yarn. So, very cute with that top thing.
I have to borrow this for a second. I'm trying to see if this is a design feature or not. It must not be. So, this is now, first of all, I love that Interweave is showing models with tattoos. I think that, you know, a lot of young knitters have tattoos, and it's nice to see that represented. But, and this has nothing to do with tattoos, I just saw it on her arm. This model is wearing this, like, tank top, and the strap is twisted, and it drives me bananas. In every picture, the strap is twisted.
It's slightly askew is the title of the section,
so maybe that's
part
a design
maybe it's
feature.
The design feature.
But holy crap, that would drive me crazy. Anyhow, you can now have your magazine back.
It says the twisted strap to spice it up.
That would drive me crazy. Like, even if I saw someone wearing that, just out of courtesy, I would try. I mean, if I knew you, I would try to, you know, straighten it for you.
We talked about Amy Christoffers earlier, and this is
Savory Knitting.
Her pattern in here. It is the Robin tank, and it uses classic elite yarns in the Firefly, which is very cute.
I like the tank. I think that it makes the model look bigger than she is, which is not something I think anybody wants.
Yeah, I really like the tank. I think I would not make it askew. I think I would do that hemline even. Because I'm like that. Love this hat. It is out of Blue Sky Alpaca Skinny Cotton.
It's cute. It's a different
Alicia hat. Yep.
They're doing collections, sort of, by theme.
And this one's all leaf themed. So this is the Leaf Net Stole by Christy Howell out of Cascade Yarns Heritage Silk, which is a lovely fingering weight yarn. I really like that.
You can't really see it in that picture. You need to show the arm one.
Okay. There's actually 2 shawls on that page. It's the smaller one there. I can see Eloise in this.
Yeah.
Because Eloise really likes the stoles, the rectangular stoles, and I really think that will look Very cute on our friend Eloise. There is a section about measuring gauge. So if you are more a beginner when it comes to knowing about gauge, and Leslie talked a little bit about what she did with her swatches, there's a section right there, and basically you need to wash and block your swatches.
Don't consider your knitting, your in progress knitting to be a true gauge swatch.
And this magazine, like Interweave lately, has been doing the pictures and then the patterns right behind them. This one, all the patterns are at the back. So overall, I like a lot of sweaters in here. It was worth the $7.99 for me. And some shawls. There are some really cute shawls, and there's more shawls than what we showed, and some cute accessories. So, and they also do, if you're interested in buying a new knitting bag, they have a review section of knitting bags as well. And we're actually going to talk about at least one of the bags that they talked about there. All right, Thursday night, something totally new. We went to a class, and it was amazing.
Yes, it was Gail Zucker, who this weekend was being honored at a literary festival in Little Rock, and so she made the trip to come out to the Memphis area, so it's about a little over 2 hours away, to teach a class at Hank of Yarn, which is our local yarn shop. And she is so nice and so funny and
knows so much about photography.
She really does. For those of you who went to Rhinebeck, was it last year or
2
the year
years
before?
ago.
She was the one who was taking the photographs of everybody in their knitwear, sort of a beauty shots, right, of everybody in their knitwear. She photographed for Craft Activism, for the Mason-Dixon book, for...
the second Mason-Dixon book.
Right. Sheer something.
Sheer Spirit.
Sheer Spirit. And so she came to teach us tricks. My goodness, on not just how to get a better picture on the front end as far as poses and light sources and all that, but she also kind of showed us some tricks of how to, in post-production, to just make, not cheat, right, and not do all these crazy graphic things, but how to make the picture look more like what your naked eye sees, make it more true to life, because even the best photographer can't make the camera have as clear a vision as the human eye does. So it's she taught us about Pixlr, which is a cool website. She taught us about reflectors and photography. She made Laura lay on the concrete outside the parking lot.
Different backdrops and how to layer backdrops and directionality with light sources and all sorts of really cool stuff. And we took what is her shorter class, her 3-hour class, because that's what she was teaching in our area. She also does one where you take a field trip to an area and do different things there and bring your hand knits and do more. I think it's a 6-hour class. So if she's offering classes in your area, I would highly recommend going to one.
Yes. She breaks it down into really simple to understand terms. So you take a lot home with you without having to take notes or anything. It's just common sense stuff that you might not have realized before. A lot of it is, but a lot of it is, you know, cool tips or tricks that she's learned over time. So just wanted to say thank you, because we were able to have dinner with her as well, and the fact that she may be the first or second person ever who is famous in the knitting world, right, and who knows us that we had no prior connection to, like watched our show and we've never met her before. So she's a truly famous knitting person who knows who the crap we are.
Which is always cool.
Which is really cool. And yeah, we had dinner with her at the sushi restaurant, and we were talking about something, and she's like, oh my god, it's like I'm watching you, because you're finishing each other's sentences and you're exactly like you are on camera. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have the effort to be fake. So, but she's really sweet. I enjoy meeting her.
Super sweet, and she's got a great blog where she talks about different photography elements. So,
she
very,
shoots
very neat.
sheep shots.
There you go.
Or just Google Gail Zucker or look in the show notes. So, anyhow, also we wanted to talk a little bit about, we're going to Stitches next weekend. Stitches South, and we are going to have a meetup. So what we're going to do is, actually all the TriDye dyers are kind of in the same area.
That is awesome.
So
we love that.
That's Gail's Art, Knitting and Color, and Fiber Charmer are all in the same area. Laura can post exactly what booth numbers. It's like 230 something booth number. So
just find them. They've got awesome stuff that you can buy too.
We're going to be over there at 2 o'clock. And is that what we said, 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock.
And we're going to have Diane of Knitables with us, since we convinced her to drop everything and come with us. Well, not just for us, but, you know, to Stitches. And it's her first Stitches.
We might be enabling the crap out of each other.
Yeah, I need to.
And we're going to talk tips and tricks for Stitches, and we can talk about that right now. So my first tip and trick for Stitches is, if you are on a budget, do not bring your credit cards. Leave them at home. Bring an envelope with cash. And
tuck it in your bra, somebody steals it.
Keep it, or in our bags that we're going to talk about, have a little like zip pocket in mine, and keep it safe and secure, and that is what you spend. Do not allow yourself to take a credit card and spend, because you will regret it later and have that buyer's remorse. And there is nothing that ruins an awesome fiber event more than going home and being like, why the crap
or even
did I
before
buy all
you even
this
go
stuff?
home, like that night at dinner, you realize, crap, now I can't, you know,
eat for a month.
Yeah, because all my food is in the form of fiber and it's in my bag beside me.
So that's our number one tip and trick, is make sure that you limit yourself in that way.
And piggybacking off of that, something that Laura and I both try to do at every festival we go to is we try to make a full circuit without buying anything. Like, even if it's something you really like, it's probably not going to be gone in the hour it takes you.
I will say that if
circuit.
it is the last thing, like
Last
the last
of something,
bats
right.
or the last spindle, then I will buy it at that point.
If it's something that you really love. But make the effort to try to make a whole circuit if it's a small enough event. Like some things, you know.
Or send Leslie someplace else and laugh later.
Yeah, that happens. No, I had this. I got this last year. No, I got this when I was 17 at Maryland Sheep and Wool.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, so that would be my tip, is try to make a full circuit before you start buying things. That way you can kind of get a sense of what everybody's got at their different booths. That's what I try to do. I've broken that rule once or twice.
Wear comfortable shoes.
Yes,
There are shoes that look awesome with your socks, like the cute heeled Mary Janes with 3-inch heels. Do not wear those to Stitches, because there is lots of walking involved.
Yep.
Dress in layers.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it is always colder or hotter than you think it's going to be.
If it's
Shawls work great for that to layer.
If it's a really crowded event, it's going to get hot in a hurry.
At places like Stitches or Maryland Sheep and Wool, before you whip out your camera and start taking photographs,
Or video.
Is very considerate, especially if you're doing it in a booth of someone else's, that you ask them first, because some people are very proprietary about their items because they have created it and they have spent lots of time and effort doing it, and they do not want video or pictures taken of those, and it can be a very negative experience on both sides. And it's just a mistake. I mean, it's an honest mistake, but
yeah, it's out of courtesy, not only for yourself, but for other shoppers or the vendors. Definitely introduce yourself. You know, if you have a show, tell them about your show a little bit, but make sure that you ask permission and you let them know, I'd like to put this on my show, right? Because that's important as well. So, the bags that we're going to be taking to Stitches this year are new to us. Jordana Page sent us a couple of bags to test out. They're in different styles. This is the Rio. That's the one that I'm using.
And mine is
harder to pronounce. It's the JP Helms, I think.
LJ
Helms. I'm sorry.
Which is her newer bag design.
There you go.
There you go. And it's a nice tote. And what I really like about this bag is I will show you that I can fit my iPad in it. And it just goes right in. And it's tall enough that it will fit that or some magazines in without it sticking out.
And it's all vegan friendly leather, so it's not real leather, it's vegan friendly, so that's nice as well.
And it's nice and big. Now this bag, my bag, has lots and lots of pockets on the inside. With lots and lots of room for lots and lots of stuff.
A little snap off pouch.
Yep. Which has my earbuds in it. Earbuds and a couple bucks, just in case. And that just snaps back in. It's got two small zipper pockets on each end. Pockets for pens, pockets for credit cards, which will be left at home.
I'll take one with me, and that's it. So.
The big zipper pocket in the middle is where I keep my phone and my everything else.
Keys, stuff that you need to be able to get out.
Stuff that my checkbook, when I'm out and about, my phone. Just lots and lots. I have crochet hook. Look, because my bag always has more stuff than it needs. I have a crochet hook.
This is true. She's had this bag a week.
I have lotion. I have my work badge, which we've all seen before. Fits really nice in the little credit card holder. Just lots and lots of stuff. So, and lots of pockets and little things.
Yeah, I love these little things where you can put your project in your bag and then just
snap it closed and
run
let the yarn
through,
come
and
up and
get
out.
Tangled. So that's
and it's
nice.
got these little like cup holder pockets in the bottom. Thank you, my dear. Where I can put a cake of yarn and it can just come up and out.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
That might have happened before. With the twist top.
Yeah.
That's very essential. So it's a nice
It's got the little
bag.
metal feet on the bottom so it doesn't scratch up the bottom of your bag.
And what I will actually do is I will put a smaller bag in this bag, like one of those small shopping totes.
Yep.
Because at fiber festivals like this, it's always nice to bring your own bag so that the person who you're buying the stuff from doesn't have to go through tons of plastic bags. We're trying to be eco-friendly. And
Plus,
my bag
then
will
you
probably
just get it home and throw it away.
Yep.
So, I mean...
I'll probably put this bag, roll it up and stick it inside that other bag.
Yeah, I've got a couple of little plastic collapsible bags I'll probably bring with me just in case because they're big enough to fit over my shoulder as well. So this one is mine. And again, it's the Rio, and it's shorter and wider than Laura's. It's probably got about the same amount of space in it, but it's just measured out differently. It's got these little pockets on the end, which is where I throw my keys and my lip balm and my phone normally. So it's got these little pockets, and they've actually got little card slots on the inside.
That'd be good for
them.
a small camera too. You could fit in there like our flip.
And go. But yeah, so there's one on each side, so whenever you throw it over your shoulder, you can just tuck your keys in there or whatever. And then on the inside, it's got, on the strap, it's actually got two magnetic closures, so if it's empty, you can use the tighter one. If it's full, you can use the looser one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that. And this is what it looks like right now. They're just full of stuff. So let me try to take some of this. I've got my Notions bag in here, which I'll take with me. This is a Pitaloop micro wedge, I think. And this is my favorite little Notions bag. And some yarn for a square that I need to have already knit.
Not till the 20th.
Bank bag. Joann's ad. Always need to get save some money. And my wallet. But okay, so now it's mostly empty. Let me take that out.
I emptied mine before it came, otherwise I'd have lots of stuff. Well, my project bag's gonna live in there too.
It's got card slots here, although I would just use my wallet. But if my work badges were out separate like yours, I'd probably put them in there. But you could put business cards in here or whatever.
Oh, that's good for business cards for us when we're in
It's got lots of little pockets here on the inside for pens or whatever. It's got a zipper pocket here. And actually the zipper pocket has a little secret ninja pocket over here on the other side. It's got pockets upon pockets upon pockets.
So there's lots of storage space.
Yeah, it's also got the little snap out little Notions bag pouch thing, and it's got the center zippered section in here as well.
I love having that center zippered section.
And it's got the little clasps here where you can put your knitting project in, run the yarn through, and then just clasp around the strand so that it doesn't get tangled and it'll just go through there. And plus, if it gets too full, I can just stretch these out and it'll give me a little bit of extra room. So I really like this bag. It's low enough that I can put it on my shoulder and it doesn't ride really high up. I find that if my bag it's not made correctly, my shoulder starts to ache after a while, because that is another thing. You're walking around with your bag at an event and your shoulder is going to ache. You got to be able to switch it around. But anyhow, I really like this bag. It's holding up really well for me.
I like both these bags because the muggles, like my people I work with, or even the kids, will be like, Miss Linneman, I really like that bag. So it's not a knitting looking bag.
It's always funny because I had somebody at work tell me the other day, oh, I like that bag. And I'm like, thanks, it's a knitting bag. It's a what? It's a knitting bag. It's a knitting bag? Yeah, it's very funny. completely confused on the whole process. But yeah, I like it a lot, and feel free if you see us at Stitches to ask if you can take a look. As long as I don't have anything horrible in here, you can feel free to look through it. And we'll have some cards about the bags as well. So I'm excited. I think it's a really nice designer looking bag. So I'm happy to have it and
take it places. Yeah, definitely.
It's nice. It ups my class percentage by a couple of points. So happy about that.
Hey, it dresses up the t-shirt and jeans that we will be wearing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not wearing an evening gown to Stitches. So.
Comfy is best.
There you go. So also, we hit a milestone in our group.
We did. I might have been watching this and stalking it for a while.
I watched it. So when I went to bed, I want to say it was Thursday night, maybe Wednesday night, we were at 2,999 members. And by the time I got up the next morning, we were at like 3,006 something. So yay! We hit 3,000.
That's so cool.
We don't watch the numbers as closely as we used to.
Oh, when we were first starting out, we're like, yes, we have 100.
Yeah, 76. Woo! You know, but 3,000 is a pretty big number, so we're stoked about that, and that's all thanks to you guys.
I'm very, very happy about that.
So
there are very few podcasts who have hit that number, so that is very, very cool. So thank you all so much, and thank you for all the. I guess this week was something about Podcaster Appreciation Day.
Yeah, I didn't know about it, but
I had no idea.
Friday we had a couple of threads started in the group that were basically just thank yous, you know, for hosting a podcast, and that. You know, neither one of us commented in the threads, but it was really nice to read, you know, unsolicited feedback from you guys.
It was very, very sweet. So thank
appreciate
y'all
it.
very much. And we also got a bunch of iTunes reviews too, so thank y'all for that as well.
I haven't been on. Good. All right, so do you want to talk about this before we go into giveaways?
Sure.
You wrote it down. So.
I did. So the SSK, the Super Summer
Knit Away.
Knit Together.
Sorry.
Knit Together is coming up, and we are about to finish the last cal. So this last one was Lynn Zimmerman's Knit Along, and she had a bunch of patterns and also spinning things, and that actually ends tomorrow, which is Monday. And the one after that is going to be any designs by myself or by Leslie,
or by Karen.
Or if we can get Karen to actually write something up, by Karen.
So basically, it's a knit along for Laura's patterns, and
Leslie's.
No one is going to be offended if everybody knits a Laura pattern. I will not, because it's less pressure for me to get something up there.
We're trying to get Leslie to put up something new this week as well.
Time, yeah, it's just time constraints. It's not that I don't want to, but yes. So if you're part of SSK, feel free to join in that knit along. It'll be any pattern published by any of us.
And I'm hoping to get all the class information emailed out to people by the end of April. If you have not filled out your classes, please do so I can finish it up. Because I have around 30 people who still haven't filled out their class.
And we pulled 10 people from the wait list last week because, you know, things have happened. People have had to drop out. So we pulled some people from the wait list last week. So we want to give them a chance to get classes as well. So, and Karen is working on roommate assignments. So... All right.
That's it for SSK.
Prize time.
Prizes!
So let's give away prizes first. You want me to pull up a random number generator?
I can do it.
Okay. Laura's on top of everything. So the prizes to recap for this week are, the first is Desert Vista Dye Works in the prickly pear cactus, which is 490 yards of a fingering weight.
Let me see how many total things we had.
And then we had... another from Desert Vista Dye Works, which is Goth Girls Revenge, 490 yards of 100% superwash merino. And it was like another Crafty Girl Palooza. We had one skein of her single ply DK in the grape, I think is what it was called. This really nice purple. And then two separate people. One will get each. Two people will win a skein of... All About Us. I had to think about what the name of that was. In the fingering weight.
Okay, so we're going from numbers 2 through 755, which we pull for first.
Let's do the windy patterns first.
Okay.
So
the first one's 388.
5 copies of this windy pattern, Ruffles and Ridges, which is really cool. She's got a really pretty model too. So we're going to do 5 copies of that.
Y'all might have to help me with math. Everyone's screaming at the screen right now. Did it hop? No, it did not hop.
The iPad troubles.
There we go. What did I say? 388?
Yeah, let me write these down too.
Be on page 16. Come on, iPad. 388 is going to be lunch dress.
Lunch dress.
And she talked about her favorite thing being a Madelinetosh light shawl that she's making up as she goes along.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Budding designer there.
So the next one is going to be 31.
That's going to be on page 2.
That one's easy. I got that one. So page 2. The thing that I don't like about the iPad, just in general, is on Ravelry, the top button's no longer there. Like,
oh, what, jump to top or whatever?
What did I just say? What
31.
number? 31 is lots UV yarn.
Lots of yarn.
Lots of yarn. And she has a very cute George the Giraffe by Susan B. Anderson. Yay! It's super cute. There were so many cute things in this one. Next one is 482.
Dude, I'm going to show you a trick that's going to make your life so much easier. Just double click the home button.
Yeah.
It'll take you to all your actions.
Ha ha ha. You're so smart.
482.
482, I'm thinking is going to be on page 16 again. Didn't we already have...
No, that was 388. So you've got try page 20. I'm
The
sorry.
map.
I know this kind of sucks waiting through the drawings. But we don't want anybody to think that we're cheating, so that's why we try to do it live.
482 is Princess Knitscene, who's got a picture of her in sugared violets with this cute
It's
little
a lamb!
pants. Super cute.
Princess
Alright.
Knitscene. Okay.
Next is 313.
It's going to be page 14, I think.
What did I say? 313?
13. Yep. And then we'll have one more for Wendy.
And this is Knit Witty. Very cute.
Ooh, I like that cardigan.
Simple Sweater by Debbie Bliss. Very adorable. Last one is on page 87, which is going to be on page 4.
Number 87.
Number 87, sorry. God, if we had 87 pages, that would be
Jeez
insane.
87.
Is Mono. Ooh, cute totem jacket.
M-O-N-O.
M-O-N-O.
All
A
right.
tiny totem jacket she made in 2009 for her friend's baby.
So all
That's
5 of you have
adorable.
won a copy of the Wendy pattern, Ruffles and Riches. And I'll get Wendy your Ravelry avatar name, and she'll gift it to you. It's like I've been drinking. Really, I haven't, I promise. All right, so the next prize, let's do this one. Prickly Pear Cactus, Desert Vista Dye Works.
All right, I already pulled it. It's 237. I was trying to get ahead of the ball game. You see how all that worked out for me.
Prickly Pear in 237.
Is
Jumped.
J-A-S and J Zeller. Ooh, pretty. Gabriel's Wings is her pattern. J-A-S-E-L-Z-E-R.
All right, so you've won this. PM me your address, and we will get it off to you. Let's do this one next. The Desert Vista Dye Works Shadow Gradient and the Goth Girls Revenge.
273.
273. I know where my mojo went after looking through this thread, because holy crap, you guys have some gorgeous stuff.
It is Knit Girl, and she has gorgeous end paper
Yep,
mitts.
Knit Girl. Awesome.
Very cute.
You win this. Let's do the DK, another crafty girl that has disappeared. Did you steal it?
I did not.
Oh, here it is.
Although I would.
My bad. This is the prize for, what's the number?
355.
355.
I pulled it and then I forgot which one it was.
And this is the Grape DK.
I'm better at guessing numbers, page numbers now. Everett needs a skill.
This is going to take you far in life, Grasshopper.
I said that and then I messed it up. It is...
Keeps jumping as it
Well,
loads
because
pictures.
it lets pictures. C. Knittingham.
C. Knittingham. And what did she-
Diantha. Ooh, that's
Ooh,
pretty.
that's a pretty Diantha. Knittingham. Spelling is good. All right, and so we need to pick 2 people to win 1 skein each of All About Us.
682. What page do you think 682 is on?
I don't know.
Let's try 25.
How many pages total are there?
31.
Oh.
It didn't hop for me. Hop, hop, hop.
Huh, bitch.
What number should I say?
682. You need
Oh,
to go.
not that one. 3 more. 28.
There we go. All right.
There's so many cute things.
682 is...
Deleted. So we're just going to redraw.
Yeah, sometimes if you posted more than once, then people went back and deleted their post.
679.
Wow, that's a pretty
that was
close
close. 679 is some very cute shops from Race Dog Mom.
Yay.
They look like they're opal. Her first pair of socks that were actually sock shaped. I love that. And this little girl, Xmas Angel 69s, that's above it. Adorable.
Yeah, that little girl sweater.
So
There's some really
cute.
inspiring stories in there about, you know, family members who knit things for each other, or, you know, or somebody who knit something for a wedding and it was special for that reason, or somebody who couldn't knit for a wedding but had a friend knit something for her wedding that was really cute as well. So it was fun reading that.
There's a lot of awesome things in this thread.
What number are you going for? Last
122.
122.
Glowy, Glowey.
Ooh, that's a gorgeous.
Queen Anne's lace shawl. That's really pretty, that red shawl right there.
Kind of ran the gamut on projects on this.
I love it.
So that was
so many pretty ones.
10 prizes that we gave away this week, which is awesome. We still have tons of stuff to give away. If
we did these too?
Yes.
Okay.
If you won any of the prizes,
so
just
focused on the numbers.
send me a private message. You don't call me less on Ravelry, and I'll get it off to you. The stuff that people won last week is going out tomorrow. I'm still waiting on one address, and then we'll give this stuff out next week. So the stuff that we're going to give out next week.
We have a bunch of awesome stuff from Sun Valley.
Oh wait, did we draw for? We didn't draw for.
Oh, the bag.
The bag from BuyNeedleAndThread.etsy.com.
Right.
One custom pouch from Buy Needle and Thread. Sorry about that.
Let me do that real fast. It is going to be number 74.
74 bag. And who is 74?
Hold on.
Why do you not have this already ready?
Gosh, it's all the way at the bottom. Scroll!
Scroll like the wind!
Oh, I hope that's it.
Nope. Polly
Right.
Jean.
Polly Jean with some awesome socks. They were her first mystery kill. Those are very cute.
Alright, so Polly Jean. Just PM me and I will get you in contact with the girl who does the bags. Let's see, what is her first name? I'm so sorry, I'm terrible with names. Sarah. We'll get you your custom bag, or you can choose anything.
I'll show you on mine, actually, if you haven't seen mine.
This is mine.
Mine looks like this. And then the inside has Alice in Wonderland print. See? So cute.
Yes.
I love these little patchwork bags.
I'm sorry, we're kind of frazzled and we're over an hour already.
Oh my goodness. All right. Prizes for next week.
A bag.
From Seashore Sharon.
From our
I'm
friend
using
Seashore
mine right now.
So it's a drawstring bag. It's made in this super fun bright fabric, and it's fully lined, and it's got a flat bottom. So one person will win that prize. And let me put this back in the Ziploc. So
Laugh Love Knit, Megan, who's a designer on Ravelry, is giving away 3 of her patterns. So any of her 3 downloadable patterns, you can choose from one of those.
we'll give away 3 prizes.
Actual patterns.
We got a
This
whole
is
package
wonderful.
from Tangerine Designs, and I'm just going to open it to give you an idea. It's all sheep themed.
I love this stuff.
So
Y'all
it's
are very
got one
lucky
of
I
the
didn't
black
run
sheep
away with
bags with the drawstring and the little clip on the end, and it's fully lined. And
a little sheep needle gauge. I know that's in there and it's hard to see.
yeah, and
We
a
showed it to
Notions
y'all
pouch that matches,
Super cute.
and some of her little
Gift
handmade
tags.
tags, which you can't really see the. Here, let me take one out and show you. So,
And she has an Etsy shop.
yep, Tangerine Designs.
And we'll link that in the show notes.
And all right, I'm gonna wrap this all pretty in a minute, and then so the last prize is yarn, but I want to show you something from the same shop, and this is Sun Valley Fibers,
And this is what I was referring to earlier.
This, I've seen these on Etsy before, but this is probably the most well-made one that I've ever seen. And basically, it looks kind of like a weapon, but it's a yarn
Vampires
buddy.
beware.
Is what they call it. And so you would put your skein of yarn on the stick, spindle, whatever you want to call it. It'd be really handy, especially for lace weights, because most of the time, if you're using a lace weight, you're going to wind from the outside. You're going to use from the outside, and it spins on the base. And it's actually got ball bearings in there. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's really, really well-made piece of equipment.
Feet.
So, yeah, and they're all numbered. They're all handmade by this guy at Sun Valley Fibers. And
I'm going to use mine for when I apply from the outside and the inside of the ball. I'm going to stick it on there.
That'll keep it from getting tangled. It's a really good idea.
I like that. That was Becky's idea.
Oh, well, Becky did good. And then look at this, bag o' yarn to give away.
From Sun Valley.
I had ordered one skein from them, and then they sent all this stuff.
This is really pretty.
All of this is really pretty.
So this is the merino cashmere nylon sock weight in berries colorway, 400 yards. Ooh.
This is the same thing, but in intermission.
Pretty.
That's the colorway name.
It's nice and soft and squishy.
This is the same blend in the Delta colorway. Beautiful blue, beautiful rich blue.
This is the worsted version of that in green tea. So 200 yards of a worsted cashmere. Oh.
Yeah. And then we've got the
blend. Oh my goodness.
75 merino, 25 nylon blend in coral reef, which is a nice bright orange.
And then interlude in the merino cashmere nylon fingering weight, the 80-10-10.
Yeah.
This would be some gorgeous shawls.
Everything they sent is beautiful. And had I not promised to give it away, I would totally keep it because it is
really love this raspberry
really
color.
squish-worthy. So we'll be giving 6 skeins away to 6 different people. So that'll be. So how are we going to do prizes for this week? How do you want to do it?
I hadn't even really thought about it.
I hadn't either. But you know what? Here's a good idea. So I enjoyed especially, like I always enjoy the ones where it's give me your favorite Knit Girls moment because it just makes me laugh remembering a lot of that stuff. But I really enjoyed this week's because it gave our viewers a chance to kind of show off. And I love that. I love that. So what I'd like to do this week is same on Ravelry again, just because I don't need 800 emails in my email box because it already drives Laura crazy how much I have. But
unread. Marked unread. I went through yesterday. She had like 36
PMs on Ravelry.
So if you got a PM from Leslie yesterday, it was really me because I had to clean out her inbox. It was driving me crazy.
Anyhow, so how about this week? To enter, all you have to do is post a picture of something that inspires you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Whether it's knitting or not, just a picture of something that inspires you. And we'll have an episode 106 no chatter thread. Any picture that inspires you. If you need help,
oh, that'd be cute for kids.
On how to post a picture. Beck has got a link, and we'll put it in the show notes as well. Or I'll link it in that thread.
Why are you looking?
That way it makes it easier. So anyhow, we're over, and I think this is probably our longest episode ever. I'm so sorry that we talked so long. That's it. I've talked long enough. Do you have anything else
We'll
to say?
see you at Stitches at 2 o'clock. We'd love to see you there. And then I'll be in Chicago the following week.
Yes.
So we'll do a meetup then.
Well, you'll do a meetup.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
And
so our episodes for the next couple of weeks will be a little off. Coming back from Stitches, we may record that night. It may be Monday before we get anything up.
Yep.
And then you leave for Chicago on Sunday, so we'll probably record Saturday night.
Yep.
So they'll be a little askew for the next couple of weeks, but we'll be there. So.
Yep.
2 o'clock at Stitches at the Gales Art
Fiber Charmer
Knitting and
Color
booth area. We'll have Diane with us.
We'll be at the pajama party pending natural disasters or car breaking down or we're leaving. My boss was so awesome. She's letting me leave at 1:30 and taking comp time. So we're leaving here at 1:30, which means we'll get there.
That's
I always
7:30.
forget that time change. So
8:30.
8:30.
Yeah.
So yeah, around 8:30, and the pajama party starts around 9:30, 10ish. So we should be there for then. We might not be wearing pajamas, but we'll be there. Maybe I'll bring my Shrek ears or something crazy.
Okay, seriously, we got to wrap this up.
All
We
right.
love y'all. See you at Stitches. If not, we'll see you next time we record.
Bye, y'all.